Welcome friends to yet another interesting and informative video on the 7th Lord, the Lord of the 7th house in your horoscope. 7th Lord is the planet which stands for your partner, relationship, marriage. It will stand for the partnership that you have with your person or spouse. Now that planet, definitely it will be in a certain zodiac sign. Say your 7th Lord is Mars, and Mars is in Gemini, for example. Okay, then Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So you have to look at the zodiac sign in which your 7th Lord is placed. Okay, for example, say your 7th Lord is the planet Mars. Find out in which zodiac sign Mars is placed. If it is placed, say, in Gemini, then look at the sign Lord. Sign Lord of Gemini is Mercury. So then Mercury will become the dispositor of your 7th Lord. So where is Mercury placed in your horoscope? In which house of your horoscope? D1 chart or birth chart? Mercury is placed. That is 7th Lord's dispositor is placed in which house? That's what you have to find out. So that house is going to be now very important, because the relationship with your partner, the kind of relationship that you're going to have with your partner, it will be deeply connected to that particular house in your horoscope. Okay, the 7th Lord planet will have certain energies, definitely. Okay, that energy is an energy which is definitely romantic in nature. You can have definitely 7th Lord carries sensuality in itself. It carries the energy of partnership. So all these energies are going to be manifested through that particular house also, where the 7th Lord's dispositor is placed. That house, what is that house? That area of your life which will have certain significations. That area will denote so many things. So that area of your life will be immensely influenced by your partnership or partner, or your partner will come into your life and that area of your life will be totally affected and will be totally influenced because of your partner's arrival in your life. So many things we can decode about your partner and about the partnership that you're going to have with them just by looking at the dispositor of your 7th Lord in a certain house. Now, if the dispositor of the 7th Lord is combust, then the results will go to Sun. Find out how Sun is placed in your horoscope. Sorry. If your 7th Lord is retrograde means it has a tendency to move backwards. Retrograde planets have a tendency to look backwards and move backwards. The retrograde planet always have, as per Bhrigunandinari Jyotish, they cast a very strong aspect on the previous house. Strong 12th aspect they have. Okay? So then definitely 7th Lord's dispositor is in a certain house. If that dispositor is retrograde, then that planet is retrograde, then it will also definitely influence the previous house. And now you should look at 7th Lord's dispositor's position. Look at it in your birth chart, Lagna chart, but I would also ask you to look at the position of this planet in your KP chart, because KP chart also will tell you where the planet is exactly placed, in which house. So you have to look at the position of the 7th Lord planet first of all, and the dispositor of the 7th Lord planet. Look at it in your birth chart or Lagna chart. Also look at the 7th Lord's Dispositor is positioned in the KP chart. So now let's quickly have a look at the sample chart. Do subscribe to this channel if you want consultation. Details are there in the video description. Sample chart. Friends, so welcome to the sample chart. This is the chart of a Leo ascendant. You can see this is the Lagna chart, okay, the birth chart, D1 chart or Rashi chart, whatever you may call. So here you have to look at the 7th Lord. In this horoscope you can see in the 7th house you have the sign of Aquarius. So the 7th Lord is definitely Saturn. Now again it is believed that Aquarius is a sign which is co-ruled by planet Rahu. So find out where Saturn is placed, also where Rahu is placed, alright. And in Western astrology, it is also believed that Aquarius sign is connected with Uranus, alright. So you should also find out where Uranus is placed, okay. So now, so 7th Lord is definitely Saturn, Lord of the 7th house. There's the 1st house, there's the 7th house of relationship. Saturn is definitely the 7th Lord, okay. Even Rahu is co-ruled. So Rahu co-rules Aquarius. So Rahu also can be considered to be the 7th Lord, alright. You can look at Uranus, that is up to you also. Now Saturn, 7th Lord, is in which zodiac sign? In Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Mars. So that is the dispositor of Saturn. Saturn is the 7th Lord. 7th Lord is in Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Mars. Where is Mars placed in this horoscope? So that is the position of the 7th Lord's dispositor. So Mars is placed in the 1st house of this horoscope. Again, Rahu is also, you may regard it to be the 7th Lord. Now Rahu is in Pisces. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. Where is Jupiter placed? Jupiter is placed in the 9th house of this horoscope. We see that Jupiter is retrograde in the 9th house. So if it is retrograde, 7th Lord's dispositor is retrograde in the 9th house, it will also have a strong presence in the 8th house. So Jupiter will be considered to be there in the 9th house, and also it will have a strong presence in the 8th house as per Bhrigunandinari Jyotish. Alright friends, okay, I would also ask you to look at the dispositor's position. So here 7th Lord's dispositor, Saturn's dispositor, Mars is in the 1st house. Look at Mars's position, not just in the Lagna chart, also in the KP chart. Similarly, look at Jupiter's position here. You've looked at it in the Lagna chart, in the 9th house it's retrograde. Look at its position also in the KP chart. Alright, so now let's get started. Okay friends, what will happen if this dispositor of your 7th Lord is in the very 1st house? Just a moment friends, just a moment. So 1st house we know is the house of the self, okay, it is the ascendant. So in your horoscope, 7th Lord's dispositor is in the 1st house. So that is again a very significant position. That means that your partner will come and change your life once and for all. Okay, your identity is going to be redefined by the partnership that you share with your partner. Okay? And you will consider your partner to be very important in life. Again, 7th Lord's dispositor, if it is more or less well placed in the 1st house, then you will get such results. By well placed, the dispositor is well placed. What do we mean by that? It means that it should not be under any malefic influence. If it is under the influence of say Rahu or Ketu, then the energies of Rahu or Ketu should be absorbed in some way. Rahu Ketu are connected to foreign lands, foreign connections, to research, investigation and all. That planet, the 7th Lord's dispositor, that planet is in a certain house, and here we are talking of the 1st house. Now that planet's, the dispositor's dispositor also should be well placed. 7th Lord's dispositor is a certain planet, its dispositor should be well placed. It should be aspected by benefics, then we say it is well placed. If it is aspected by certain functional malefics and all, then yeah, we can say that it's a little weak. Its position is a little weak, and then you need to do the remedies for the dispositor planet. So that's what I mean by well placed. Now let's move ahead. So 7th Lord's Dispositor in the first house. So definitely it is a very interesting position. Your partner may be somebody who is self-dependent, who gives a lot of importance to their self-esteem. So this relationship will work if there is mutual respect. Okay, you need to respect your partner. Very important. Otherwise there can be ego clashes. There can be problems in the relationship. Also, your partner can be a self-made person. If the 7th Lord's Dispositor is more or less well placed in the first house, they'll be self-made. They will believe in, establishing their own identity in this world. They will be, they will also be somebody who's focused on themselves. They will focus a lot on their lives, on their issues. Okay? They'll be very centered people. Yes. Also, 7th Lord's Dispositor in the first house, your person, if it's well placed, can be knowledgeable or can be a great knowledge seeker. They can be knowledgeable, they can also be creative, they can have some creative skill. They can be good at technology, research, investigation. Okay, so all these qualities, any of these qualities they can have. Knowledgeable, skillful, even intuitive. They can have great intuition. So they will succeed in life if they are disciplined, structured, goal-oriented. If they are, taking initiative, making efforts to, realize their purpose in life. And if they are devoted to their goal, if they're making use of their knowledge, intuition, skills, they're going to be successful in life. So in this relationship, it's very important to be mutually, devoted. That is, if this relationship will work if there is faithfulness, if there is loyalty from both the sides. So there shouldn't be any breach of trust. First house is part of the Dharma trine. So this relationship should be based on a sense of duty as well. Then only this relationship will work. And great passionate connection is also important. Even great physical connection with each other, great sexual compatibility will improve the relationship. Traveling with your partner, moving towards new experiences, gathering new experiences with your partner will improve the relationship. Taking initiative in the relationship, so that you always doing something new for each other, and this relationship, then it will last. So definitely intense passionate connection, as I said, is also important. So all these things. Now let's move on to what will happen when 7th Lord Dispositor is in the 2nd house of your horoscope. If it is in the 2nd house, then it's an indication that your partner, again, if the 7th Lord's Dispositor planet is well placed, your partner is somebody who is grounded, practical, materialistic, who believes in their own efforts and who believes in actually achieving their goals, targets in career or a relationship, and who actually want to also accumulate wealth, resources in life. So they are very, very, practical, grounded, analytical. They can be calculating, very careful about everything, very good planners. So all these qualities they can have. They could be in the finance sector. They could be into any field of work which is connected with the use of analytical powers, calculating abilities. Now, or even power of intuition. This relationship will work if there is great sensual connection also with each other. Your partner is seeking comfort and pleasure also, so you should also provide that, and they will also in turn provide the same to you. So the relationship should be based on even great sensual connection or attainment of sensual pleasures also. You should set certain common goals, and both of you should move towards attainment of those goals. That will improve your relationship. In matters of relationship, you can also be calculating and analytical. You will not just make this decision, or you'll not take such a decision thoughtlessly. It'll be a well thought out decision if the 7th lord is more or less well placed in the 7th lord's dispositor is more or less well placed in the 2nd house. But yes, after the arrival of your partner in life, if it is well placed, then you can accumulate wealth, resources in life. Definitely. Okay? Even joint resources with your partner. Now, all these things, your partner will do well in life if they are structured, methodical, calculating, grounded, practical, hardworking. Because 2nd house is part of the earth trine, the trine of material possessions which you accumulate through your hard work. So definitely they will prosper in life if they continue to make efforts, if they continue to work hard and remain analytical and very, very goal oriented, all that. So both of you, whenever you undertake travel or have good food with each other and all that, giving comfort to each other in every way possible, will improve your relationship. Now let's move on to what will happen when 7th lord's dispositor is in the 3rd house of your horoscope. 3rd house is part of the Kama Trikona, the trine of desires. Okay, in the Kalpurusha 3rd house, we have the sign of Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. So that is why this relationship should be based on partnership. Partnership, yes, which is again based on friendship. A friendly partnership is very important. So, healthy communication. There shouldn't be communication gap in the relationship. Engaging in intellectual discussions with your partner is very important. Sharing hobbies, interests with your partner, traveling to different places with your partner, all that will improve your relationship. Doing fun things with your partner. Okay, sharing jokes, not just intellectual discussions and sharing ideas, but also sharing jokes. Relationship where both of you are always, engaged in, doing fun things. Okay, being cheerful, laughing together. And when you have this relationship will work if your partner also, they have a good sense of humor and they know how to make you laugh. That will improve the relationship. Again, if the 7th lord's dispositor is well placed, you will get good results. They'll be very friendly with you and they'll make you laugh and you'll share jokes. Even you'll share great ideas and thoughts. You'll travel together. You can even take recourse to role playing while you're together during your intimate moments. So all that will improve the relationship. Playing games, all sorts of games with your partner and so on. So being friends with them, cooperating with each other, helping each other achieve certain common goals that you have. Okay, so all that will improve your relationship. So it's basically healthy cooperation, healthy give and take is important. Then this relationship will work. Your partner can also be somebody who is intelligent. Now depends on how 7th lord's dispositor is placed in the 3rd house. They may be ambitious in life, a lot of desires, unfulfilled desires, and they want to fulfill their ambition. They're very ambitious. They can have a variety of interests. It's good if both of you share certain interests. That will improve your relationship and so on. Your partner may be somebody who belongs to your neighborhood or social circle, or maybe you met them on social media. It's also possible. Your partner will do well in life if they continue to remain ambitious, if they make efforts. 3rd house is again the house of efforts also. So they need to make efforts. They need to have that ambition in them. They need to move towards their goals constructively. Okay? Then definitely they will do well in life. Nevertheless, if 7th lord's dispositor is well placed in the 3rd house, your partner will be somebody who believes in their own efforts, who believes in taking initiative in doing things, and who is also somebody who will have intellectual depth, who will have intellectual capabilities if 7th Lord's dispositor is well placed in the 3rd house. But if it's not well placed, there can be communication gap in the relationship, lack of friendship, lack of understanding, which could create problems in the relationship. Now let's move on to what will happen when 7th Lord's dispositor is in the 4th house of your horoscope. 4th house, part of the moksha trine in the chart of the cosmic man. You have the sign of Cancer there. Cancer is ruled by moon, so traveling with your partner will improve relationship. Relationship should be based on compassion, forgiveness, the desire to sacrifice your own comfort and happiness for the sake of your partner, mutual sacrifice. So when you do this, your partner will also sacrifice their own pleasure for your sake. So it should be based on sacrificing your own comfort and joy for the sake of the other. Then this relationship will survive. So this relationship definitely should be based on deep-rooted intuitive connection. Great emotional bond is important. Then only this relationship will work. Otherwise, this if 7th Lord's dispositor is in the 4th house, it can also show that your relationship may undergo a lot of ups and downs depending on how the dispositor is placed. Not so well placed, lots of ups and downs. Sometimes you'll connect with each other well, sometimes you'll get totally estranged or distanced from each other. So this can happen. Very unpredictable, lots of ups and downs, lots of fluctuations in the relationship dynamics. All these things can happen if the 7th Lord's dispositor is not so well placed in the 4th house. If it is well placed, there'll be deep-rooted passion, great passion, understanding. Intuitively, you'll be able to connect with each other, respond to each other. You'll, telepathically even communicate with each other. It'll be a very strong bond based on love, affection, the desire to provide each other with nourishment, and there'll be mutual concern for each other. Your partner can also be very motherly. They can even shower, motherly affection upon you. Your partner, whoever, regardless of the gender. Because 7th Lord's dispositor is in the 4th house, they can be very caring. This relationship should be based on mutual concern, love, affection, caring about each other, selfless love, the desire to serve each other. That's very important. Alright. Your partner can do, now again, if 7th Lord's dispositor is more or less well placed, they can be very intuitive or creative. They can also have knowledge regarding things. So whenever they make use of their knowledge, intuition, creativity, they will do well in life. So they can also do well in any field of research, investigation. All these things we can say. So now let's, your partner may be somebody who's very much fond of their homeland, very much attached to their homeland, very much grounded to their roots, to their so much, if again 7th Lord's dispositor is more or less well placed in the 4th house, then they will love their homeland. They'll have very strong connections to their motherland and very rooted they'll be to their culture and to their birthplace and homeland. It's possible. So they will love the people of their land also. So all that is also possible. Now let's move on to what will happen when the 7th Lord's dispositor is in the 5th house. Alright. This can suggest love marriage also. Again, if 7th Lord's dispositor is more or less well placed in the 5th house, it is possible. It's a possibility. Alright. That relationship, either it could be a love marriage or the relationship could be based on selfless, unconditional love. Again, if the dispositor is well placed in the 5th house. After you enter into this committed relationship or marriage, you can prosper in life. You can attain prosperity. Even recognition, name, fame, social recognition. Success, you will gain success in life. So all that is going to happen if 7th Lord's dispositor is well placed. So after marriage, you're going to attract good fortune and prosperity. It's possible. Your partner will bring all of that for you. Your partner, after you enter into this relationship, you may also, if it's well placed, you may be blessed with child. And there'll be growth, expansion, and you'll prosper in life. Now, also if 7th Lord's Dispositor is well placed in the 5th house, then your partner can be somebody, again 5th house is part of the Dharma trine. Your partner is somebody who is totally dedicated to you, will be faithful to you. This relationship will be based on a sense of duty, responsibility also towards each other, and selfless love, unconditional love, and also mutual trust is very important. Even mutual respect is very important. Now, Dispositor is getting afflicted in the 5th house. There can be ego clashes in the relationship. Problems can be there in the relationship. All right. So yeah, this relationship should be based on friendship, sharing each other's hobbies. Like when you have shared interests and hobbies, when you're friendly with each other, then this relationship is going to improve. This relationship should also be based on playfulness. Okay, it should be based on friendship. Then it's going to work better. Your partner will definitely prosper in life if they are moving towards attaining knowledge. They can be a very good consultant, healer. Because they can also have great intuitive powers. They will also do well if they are whatever is there, in whichever field they attained education, whichever field of study. So their education, because of their education, it's possible for them to rise in life, establish their own identity. So they will definitely, if 7th Lord's Dispositor is well placed, they can be educated, knowledgeable, skillful, creative, intuitive. All these things we can say. So now let's move on to what will happen when 7th Lord's Dispositor is in the 6th house of your horoscope. Now again, 6th house, we know the so-called malefic house can also signal or can signify problems, obstacles, quarrels, conflicts, tension. So at times there could be conflicts between you and your partner. It's possible. So this relationship, there will be some major conflict in this relationship unless your partner is somebody who is helping you in your work or you are helping them in their work. Somehow if both of you are working together, then definitely it's going to be a different sort of equation altogether. Then it's going to be good. If your partner is 7th Lord's Dispositor in the 6th house, if partner is connected to your workplace or somehow associated with your work, it's going to be great for your partnership or relationship. Or if your partner is somebody who's helping you in your everyday work, then also it's great. Now this relationship will work if your partner and you, both of you, go on making efforts, because 6th house, remember, it's part of the earth trine. So go on making efforts in the relationship, doing routine things for each other, going out on routine dates, dinner dates, candlelight dinners, and doing something on a routine basis, regular basis, even routine sex life. All that will improve your relationship. Never forgetting anniversaries, special days, festivals, celebrating everything together. Don't take each other for granted, otherwise there'll be problems in the relationship. Even the desire to serve each other, help each other, as I said, in their everyday work. So that is going to improve the relationship, definitely. And analyze what is going wrong. If things are going wrong, if there are conflicts and all, then you need to analyze. Both of you need to sit down quietly, either together or separately, and find out what is going wrong, how you can fix it, how you can avoid conflicts. It's all that you need to figure out. Yes, so that your relationship can improve. All right. So yeah, you also want things to be perfect in your relationship. Yes. So again, that is something which you have to take care of. Like, nobody can be totally perfect. So that means You may also at times be overthinking about certain things pertaining to relationship. You may be over analytical maybe about your partner, or your partner at times may get into that overthinking mode, over analytical mode. Then both of you need to come back from there and just relax and just help each other and be there for each other. Alright, then this relationship is going to work. Now let's move on to what will happen when 7th Lord's Dispositor. I did not mention how your partner is going to succeed in life. I'm so sorry. Now 7th Lord's Dispositor in the 6th house, your partner will succeed in life if they are definitely analytical, hardworking, grounded, practical, if they're making efforts, if they're sincere. Again, they can have great intellectual capabilities also. They can do well in research investigation. They can do well in any sort of service sector, legal sector. They can do well in a healthcare sector. They can do well in technology. So all these things also we can say. Now let's move on to what will happen when 7th Lord's Dispositor is in the 7th house of your horoscope. 7th Lord's Dispositor is in the house of partnership. If it is well placed, it can signify a great partnership that you're going to share. This relationship should be based on friendship, healthy give and take, very important. This relationship, your partner will always have a tendency to maintain harmony and balance in the relationship, because 7th Lord's Dispositor is in the 7th house, and if it is well placed. If not well placed, then at times there can be conflicts, lack of understanding with the partner. Alright. Now, if it is well placed, then it will be a great partnership. Okay, both of you will be great friends to each other. Great sexual attraction also will be there in the relationship. Healthy intimacy will improve your relationship. Both of you will like to do fun things together. You would want to travel together. You have certain common goals which you will want to achieve together, and all that will improve your relationship if 7th Lord's Dispositor is in the 7th house. You may attract somebody into your life who belongs to a foreign culture or different cultural background or different geographical region. You may travel to a foreign land with your partner after marriage or after you're in a committed relationship. Your partner will prosper in life if they use their brains, their intelligence, because 7th house in the chart of the cosmic man, we have the sign of Libra, air sign. If they use their intelligence, if they use their capabilities of, dealing with people intelligently, they can have great business acumen. So their business acumen, their ability to deal with people intelligently will enable them to succeed in life. If they have foreign connections, if they travel to foreign lands also, they will do well in life. So all these things. Your partner could be in the field of law. They could be into any field of wherein they need to deal with people, liaison, law. They could be, people who are into trading, business, and so on. Now let's move on to what will happen when 7th Lord's Dispositor is in the 8th house of your horoscope. Okay, 8th house. 8th house, on the one hand, it is positive because it's the house of your relationship life after marriage, what sort of relationship, what sort of life you're going to lead with your partner after you enter into this committed relationship. All that is signaled by 8th house. And also 8th house can signify joint resources with your partner and so on. Again, 8th house can also show problems, suffering, sorrow, even detachment. So now it will depend. If 7th Lord's Dispositor is more or less well placed in the 8th house, then we can say that there can be great sexual compatibility, intense, passionate connection, deep-rooted emotional connection, the ability to understand each other intuitively. Then this relationship is going to be great. It will work. It should be based on great transparency, total transparency and mutual trust, very important. If there are trust issues, then this relationship will not last. Then you won't be able to get truly intimate with your partner. Neither will they be able to be intimate with you. And if there are problems in your intimate life, you can get distance from each other. Otherwise, if there is great intimate life, if 7th Lord's Dispositor is well placed in the 8th house, eventually, this relationship, you'll have this ability to even sacrifice your happiness, your joy for each other, and a spiritual connection will develop over time. Otherwise, there can be problems. If there are trust issues, if there is, this lack of trust, if there is lack of understanding, then If there is lack of sexual compatibility also, there can be problems in the relationship, and you can get distance from the partner, and this relationship may even end in separation. That can also happen. Again, if the dispositor is not well placed in the 8th house, your partner will do well in life. They can be somebody who's very creative, intuitive. They can do very well in any field of research, investigation. They can also have in-depth knowledge about things. So in any field of work, in whichever field of work, they need to make use of their knowledge, investigation abilities, research abilities. If they're into research, technology, if they're into occult, healing practices, psychology. So any of these fields, even chartered accountancy, investments, language, coding, any of these fields, technology. So they'll prosper if they're connected to any of these fields. Any field of knowledge, in-depth study, research, investigation will enable them to become successful. Now let's move on to what will happen when 7th Lord's dispositor is in the 9th house of your horoscope. 9th house, wow, it can signal that definitely you can become fortunate because of this connection. If 7th Lord's dispositor is well placed in the 9th house, your partner will bring good luck, good fortune into your life. All right. And there'll be a lot of growth, expansion in your life because of this relationship. Both of you can travel the world together. You can share certain hobbies, interests, and you can, travel together. All that will improve your relationship. There can be intellectual discussions also. Whenever you need advice, suggestions, you may turn to your partner. Your partner can be somebody who's knowledgeable, who's a great knowledge seeker. They can be intuitive, creative also. They can be into teaching, counseling. They can be a consultant. They can be into the legal sector. They can be very good at passing or making judgments. They'll have a very good ability to manage things as well. Managerial abilities also. Even a great consultant skills. There are great skills at consultancy. That is, they can be a very good consultant. They can also be very good into as I said, very good teacher, counselor, even healer for that matter. So very good guide, philosopher. They can have philosophical knowledge. They can be into religious practices. They can be again somebody who's traditional, but again somebody who can be from a different culture, a culture which is different from yours. But they will be somebody who's devoted to you, committed to you. They'll be also somebody who will believe in their own roots and tradition, but they could be from a different culture or different geographical region than yours. And they can be somebody who is very optimistic, explorative, adventurous. They want to explore things. They're very knowledgeable. They're thirsty for knowledge also. Very goal oriented. They have certain goals in life. Something unusual also can be there about them. Something unusual, because after all, 9th house, you have the sign of Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is a wonderful sign, but there is something unusual about Sagittarius, and that we know from its symbol, half human, half horse, the centaur. So something unusual, something strikingly unusual about your partner or about the relationship that you have, or that is also possible. All right. So your partner will succeed in life if they are if they are devoted to their goals, if they are if they are disciplined, structured, if they are also somebody who is as I said, goal oriented, if they are a seeker of knowledge, if they make use of their creative skills and intuition also, they'll do very well in life. Even through foreign travel also they can gain in life. Now let's move on to what will happen when 7th Lord's dispositor is in the 10th house of your horoscope. This can show that your relationship will flourish and improve if both of you help each other in your work, or if your partner is connected to your work, or if you are somehow associated with their work or workplace. It's going to be a wonderful connection. Some work connection if you have. If not, maybe your work is not connected. Maybe if it's connected, it's great. If it's not connected, then also if you help each other in your work, then this relationship is really going to be wonderful, and it's going to grow over time. You respect their work, they respect your work, your career. You help each other to prosper in your career. Then this relationship will really work. It should be a relationship based on mutual responsibility. Okay? mutual responsibility, a sense of duty, and treating each other fairly, fair treatment of each other, fair and just treatment. You should not treat each other unjustly. Then there'll be problems. Then you can be distanced from each other. Your partner, no, if again 7th Lord's Dispositor is not so well placed, you may feel that your partner is controlling, dominating. They want to control you, and they want to kind of impose their will upon you. You may sense that at times. It's possible that they want to control you. Alright? It is possible because 7th Lord's Dispositor is in the 10th house of authority, power, and control. If it's not well placed, then definitely, this relationship, because every relationship, involves power play. There is certain power dynamics in every relationship. Then there could be an unfair power play in the relationship. One of them can be dominating and can kind of subjugate the other. So that could create problems in the relationship. Because in relationship, relationship is not something where people, it's not a bond which is based on dominance of the other. It is a bond which is instead based on understanding, cooperation, alright, healthy give and take. So again, problems can be there if any of the partners have this, especially your partner, because 7th Lord's Dispositor in the 10th house, your partner can have this tendency to dominate and all. So then again, if the Dispositor is not well placed, alright, so then you have to kind of sit down and both of you will have to figure out, or you have to figure out how you need to make sure, how it would be, you need to discuss that with them basically, so that they become careful, and that's what. And also 7th Lord's Dispositor in the 10th house, this relationship, if it is based on mutual responsibility, helping each other in your work, then it's going to be a great connection. Great. And long-term goals, setting long-term goals in the relationship, then it's going to be wonderful. Alright, both of you will help each other, to achieve your goals, individual goals or common goals. Long-term commitment. This relationship should be based on long-term commitment, lifelong commitment. Then, and making efforts, never giving up on each other. Then it'll work. Alright, your partner will succeed in life if they're analytical, intuitive, if they have great managerial skills, if they are people who have great organization skills, if they are hardworking. They could be into technology, into the administration. They could be connected with big corporate organizations. They will shine in life because of their work or career. So for them, their work and career can be very important. So if they're hardworking, grounded, practical, goal-oriented, methodical, they will really do well in life. Now let's move on to what will happen when 7th Lord's Dispositor is in the 11th house. Now if 7th Lord's Dispositor is well placed in the 11th house, it can signal that after marriage or after you're in a committed relationship, you're going to prosper in life a lot. You're going to gain a lot. Lots of gains are awaiting you after you enter into this relationship. But yes, not overnight, maybe by degrees you're going to gain. Alright, again, this relationship, because 11th house is also part of the Kama Trikona, the trine of desires. Now here again, your partner can be somebody who's very ambitious, who's very hardworking, who believes in making their own efforts, and who also have intellectual depth, and at understanding things. They can have great intellectual capabilities, your partner. And this relationship will improve when both of you, stimulate each other intellectually. You have healthy discussions, intellectual discussions. You share ideas, thoughts. There's great physical compatibilities, great sexual connection also. You are great friends with each other. You cooperate with each other in everything that you do. Then this relationship is going to last. Otherwise, there can be problems. Why? Because 7th Lord's Dispositor is in the 11th house. You can also have, at times, a very cerebral approach, a very intellectual approach to relationship. That if I'm in a relationship with this person, is this person really helping me out? Your partner also may think along the same lines. That both of us, are we contributing to each other's happiness, growth? Are we helping each other? Are we cooperating with each other? Are we, helping each other to realize goals in life, certain goals. Are we doing that? Are we assisting? Are we actually each other? Are we actually friends with each other? Are we great partners? If not, then again there can be problems in the relationship. Alright, so that healthy give and take is very important in the relationship. If 7th Lord's Dispositor is in the 11th house, partner can be somebody again who's very ambitious, lots of unfulfilled desires. You also have lots of unfulfilled desires pertaining to relationship. You want to fulfill all those desires along with your partner after you're in a relationship, committed relationship or marriage with them. It's wonderful actually. Your partner can be into the occult, they can be into research, investigation, any field of work which involves the use of knowledge, intellect, making use of even your ability to analyze things, analytical powers. So they have this great intellectual capabilities, and they are very good at analyzing things, very good analytical abilities they have. So they can be into the occult, they can even be great healers, they can be into research, investigation, technology, scientific investigation. Any of these fields is suitable for wherever the use of knowledge is required. So whenever they make use of their knowledge, they will excel in life. Alright, now let's move on to what will happen. Before I move on, your partner may belong to a foreign culture, to some foreign culture. They can have some their culture could be different from that of yours. It's possible. Now let's move on to what will happen when your 7th Lord's Dispositor is in the 12th house. 12th house is part of the Moksha trine. So this relationship should be based on compassion, forgiveness, letting go of each other's follies, mistakes, shortcomings, never giving up on each other, making efforts. This relationship, now you have to spend your time, energy, invest all of that in this relationship, and you have to be ready to forgive each other. Then only this relationship will work. If there is deep rooted intuitive connection, great spiritual connection is important. Again, healthy bed relations also, healthy intimate life is also important if 7th Lord's Dispositor is in the 12th house. Otherwise you may get distance from each other, and that gap, if it widens, then how eventually you will not be able to connect with each other intuitively also. Then you may fall apart, you may grow apart. Alright, so all these things can happen. So great intimate life, great emotional connection, the desire to forgive each other, all that understanding is very important. If you are into a relationship with somebody who belongs to a foreign culture or foreign land, it's great. Their culture or language or community or religion is different from that of yours. It's a great connection actually. Alright, it can be great unless 7th Lord's Dispositor is not well placed. If it is well placed, it's going to be great. It's really going to be a great connection with your partner. Alright, now say they're not from a different culture, they're from your own culture only. Then if your partner is into research, investigation, if they're into counseling, healing, spiritual practices, meditation, yoga, chartered accountancy, investments, they can do well in investments, trading. If they're into even charitable activities, if they're into, as I said, meditation, psychology, technology, even occult practices. So all that, any of these fields, they can do very well in any of these fields. Even they're into coding, any sort of coding, language, study of language, teaching language, coding, technology. So any of these fields is suitable for your partner if 7th Lord's Dispositor is in the 12th house. After marriage or after you're in a committed relationship, if both of you go and settle down in a foreign land, in a land where the culture is different, even if it's within your same country, then also, or in a different country altogether, so that is going to improve your relationship and your partnership. So all these things we can say about 7th Lord's Dispositor in the 12th house of your horoscope. Your partner can be somebody who's very creative, intuitive, they can be very knowledgeable. if the dispositor is well placed. If the dispositor, 7th lord dispositor, is not well placed in the 12th house, then there can be trust issues in the relationship, lack of mutual trust. And if there is lack of mutual trust, then both of you can unfortunately eventually get distance from each other, and this relationship may not work. So friends, that was my take on 7th lord's dispositor in all 12 houses. Do not miss that. 7th lord's dispositor, its placement in your horoscope is very important. It will say so many things about the relationship that you're going to have with your partner, that you're going to share with your partner in this life. Alright, do let me know what you think about in the comment section. And friends, if you want personal consultation, you can WhatsApp me. Details are there in the video description. Do subscribe to this channel of yours. See you next time. And before I wind up, a gentle reminder: be kind, charitable to people in old age homes. Donate vegetarian food to people in old age homes and orphanages. You also try to be a vegetarian. Be kind to animals, birds and creatures. My dear friends, they too have the right to live like we do. See you next time. Thank you. And happy Holi to all of you. Bye.